Hello. Hi. And welcome back to Witchy Shit and Manga Lit with Cartabus and Rawiyah. It's been a few weeks since we recorded. There's been stuff that's been going on which we will tell you about. But first, Carta, what the hell are we talking about today?
Today we are catching up because it has
Okay.
been 2 weeks and we have a lot to talk about, especially with the show that we've been watching and,
Oh my God.
other various shows that we've been watching.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm here for it.
Mm.
So, tell me what's been going on with you and what have you been watching?
So I have been honestly drawing a lot more than watching and reading. I've been
Mm-hmm.
drawing a whole lot, but I've gotten some books and stuff in between. I've watched Sasaki and Miyano another couple of times because I love it so much. And, we've watched another few trash isekai as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
the one I was surprised by, though, was called, Now I'm a Spider, So What?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about this teenage girl who gets reincarnated into another world as a spider, but, like,
Mm-hmm.
her whole class gets reincarnated, and they're, like, given the race that best suits them, so most of the people are human, but they're well, like, one girl comes over as a dragon, and there's, like, a
Mm.
vampire girl, and, like, there's political intrigue, and, like, she goes through it as a spider when she first starts, like, she is fighting for her life the entire time because she's a
Mm.
spider, right? So, she's a spider
Mhm.
in a den of monsters, and she has to figure out how to survive and, like, eats gross stuff and fights and, like, gains all these levels and figures out that it's, like, a game type system to level up, and she used to game a lot because she was, like, a not necessarily a recluse, but she was definitely one who didn't, she was a loner. So she didn't
Mhm.
really hang out with people at all or do anything like that, and, like, there's this political intrigue, there's, like, time skips where, like, when you're with her, it's in the past, and then when you're with some of the other kids, it's in the future because
Mhm.
she basically comes out of the egg completely cognizant and, like, immediately starts
Mm.
leveling up. Everybody else is a fucking baby. So, as a baby, you can't really do anything because 'cause you're a baby. So,
Mhm.
in the future, we're looking at them as teenagers, and they like so she's already had 15 years of leveling up the entire time
Oh, wow.
while they're just starting to level up as, like, teens. So, it's really interesting the way it's done and the way that the story is told because you're thinking that the teacher's the good guy, 'cause she's like an elf and she, like, went and got all of the other reincarnations and made sure that they were safe, and you're like, "Oh, okay, they're safe." But then you find out, like, they did it by freaking human trafficking them, like, kidnapping them from their parents and shit, and it's like,
Oh my
"Oh my god,
God.
what the fuck?" And so, like, it's her dad is, like, the king of elves, and he's actually, like, a really bad dude, and so, like, you're the whole time you're thinking, "Oh, no, the spider's, like, turning evil, and she's gonna be a bad guy because she's siding with the demons," and then you're like, "Oh, no, they're right." Like,
Mhm.
this is crazy. So, like, I don't know when the next season's gonna come out because the last season, I wanna say it came out in, like, 2017, something like that. It's been a while, and there's
Mhm.
not really a set date on when the next one's gonna come out. They're speculating maybe 2024, but on the other hand, somebody else pointed out that a lot of anime is essentially just advertising. So that's why you get,
Mm.
like, the otome animes because they're advertising the game that you wanna play. That's why there's never gonna be more than 1 season of an otome anime, except Obey Me for some reason has 2. But,
Oh, Baby has a lot of spin-off games
right?
though.
They
So,
do. So they're like, "Keep giving us money." So, basically, the only animes that are gonna get a ton of seasons are the ones that they can merchandise heavily, stuff like JJK, My Hero. I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing a lot more shonen than other types of genres is because you can't merchandise shoujo that well
Mm.
other than just trying to sell the books, you know? So, basically, for the ones where like the light novel ones that they come out with, yeah, they're gonna give us more seasons, but that's because they wanna sell more light novels, you know?
Sasaki Miyano is coming out with a light novel.
Yes. So Sasaki Miyano has a novel, Sasaki Miyano has, Hirano and Kagura. They're getting their own
Yes.
spinoff because they're like
Yes.
they are selling the merch for that show now because we are
And there's
eating it.
also
We are eating
a,
it up.
a light novel where the first three chapters takes on is told through the viewpoint of Kurosawa.
Oh, does it? I have the novel, I haven't read it yet. I need to.
Yeah. There's yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So it's
Okay.
like this viewpoint of him like observing what's going on before Sasaki and Miyano.
Yeah.
Like it's through his
Sitting there going,
so it's,
"These
yeah.
idiots, can
People
they
are
just
like,
get together already?"
right? And so a review I read of it was like, Kurosawa's not the most interesting character. I'm like, fuck you! Fuck you!
Kurosawa is great.
Leave my baby alone. Like, you leave my baby alone. Kurosawa's great. Shut up, you assholes. He was quietly supporting their relationship from like he's like, oh my god, Kurosawa was like, Miyano was like, I have this chocolate like Sasaki gave me, and Kurosawa was like, I gave you chocolate, you gave it away. He gets special treatment, and Miyano's like, no, well, maybe. And Kurosawa was just like, I think I'll buy some for my girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
Kurosawa was like, y'all dating. I'm sorry, I get overexcited about
No, this is
Sasaki and Miyano,
I
and I
wanted to
love
talk about it
Kurosawa.
too because, I cannot get over how much I like the English version of it.
Mhm.
Because, I don't watch English anime, but,
Mhm.
I kept seeing clips of it, and I'm like, "I have to see this," and worth it, 1,000%. Now I only wanna watch the English version.
Me too. I tried to switch back to watch Japanese version, and I
It's
was
just
like,
it hits different. It doesn't have
it's
this.
so different.
I
So
think it's
different.
because, while it's really good, and I think they both embody the character of Sasaki in different ways, just the "Hey, you." Oh my god, that "Oh, it's you." Yeah, he's so cute.
Where he goes talking about like, what do you
Yeah,
want? What do you
yeah.
want? And then he sees Mia and he's like, oh, it's you.
Just the tone switch. It was perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because that's what you do when you like somebody. You
Mhm.
you totally tone switch with them because you're gonna
Mhm.
be cuter and oh my god. And just the way that he the Capadon in the storeroom
Mhm.
when they almost kissed that one time, they got,
Oh,
so close.
so
And that's when
close.
Miyano was like, "Wait a minute. Do I like him? Do I like him?" It's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, bitch, you do."
And then there's one time where he covered on him, where
Oh my god.
Mia covered on Sasaki, and
You
that was so great. Sasaki was just like, and it was during a conversation where they were trying to figure out who's like in a book who's the simi and who's the uke, and he was like, like he just because he's smaller doesn't mean he can't be the simi, and then he cabadons him
by
because he
accident.
got bumped
You
into
know
him. And
you
Sasaki's
know I love
face.
a tiny top. I was so into that. It's like, "Oh, you're so slight. Yes, take him."
Sasaki was blushing so hard. He was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
He was like, "Uh, uh."
it's Sasaki.exe stopped working,
Mhm.
immediately.
Mhm. So cute. So cute.
That's why, in the movie when he was like, "I don't care. what you want to do. I'll do anything for you." I was just like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, so
He's like,
cute."
whatever you want. I
What?
get to be with you, and that's enough. I get to be with you. That's I'm like, I need this in my next relationship. Like, I am not fucking with anyone new unless they are my Sasaki. Like that is
Like,
what Sasaki
they better bring Sasaki energy
are. I
1000%.
am manifesting it out into the world. Like that is the type of energy that I want. Like I want them inflection to change when they talk to me.
Mm,
I want them to be like consent forward
consent forward.
and
Just,
to
oh,
say what they mean.
Jesus. He's so good.
So
They need to translate the movie into English because I need to watch it another 800 times, and
yes. Yes. I was watching a movie the other day. Like literally yesterday I was watching a movie. And I was like, oh, that was so great. And you
I
know who I
spent
want to
the
see?
entire first watch just crying the whole time because I
Mm-hmm.
was overloaded with how cute it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
And what I also love about Sasuke and Miyano is that there's not that big age gap that there is for some BLs.
They're
There's
yeah, BLs are kind of egregious sometimes.
there's
And I'm
not
not
that
talking about, like,
whole
the vampire 300 years old with a 16-year-old, though that happens in both types of books a
mm-hmm.
lot. But, yeah, no, for some reason, they're really into, like, the 30-year-old with the 15-year-old, and it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
need to be stopped.
And this didn't have like a bunch of trauma attached to it. Like even when it came to like telling their families, like his mom was like, "Oh, I feel that way about your dad. He should stay for dinner." Like
Yeah,
his mom was super sweet. His Sasaki's sister had a moment, but they worked it out.
and they worked it out
Like,
immediately. They didn't, like,
yeah,
leave us hanging for a long time either.
no.
I hate that.
No, Miana was like, "We need to find your sister and have a chat." Like,
And
I
I will
want
say
you to be happy.
in Given's defense, most of the trauma is personal outside trauma, not their actual relationship
Oh
trauma.
yeah, there's Given does not need to be defended at
Yeah.
all. Like Given is
I'm gonna be watching that one in English too because I love it, and I wanna give it a chance in English because I wanna watch stuff while I'm drawing, but it's like I can't watch things in Japanese because 'cause I'm not fluent. So that makes it
yeah.
hard to watch anime,
I
and so
forget
I'm
that sometimes that I'm not fluent in Japanese, Korean, or Mandarin.
Well, you get so used to certain phrases that you feel like you're kind of fluent, and then you realize, like, whenever you look away, you're like, "Oh." It's like it's like did you
Yes.
I'd say that one meme I sent you where it's like when you're watching the Thai drama and he's like it's like in English while he's watching it, and then
Mhm.
he looks away for a second and it's like all Thai, and he's like, "What?
Mhm.
What's happening?"
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
My God, I love it. I love it. So what else did you consume and what did you draw? Like what media did you take in and what media did you output too?
I've I've just been drawing my ass off. So the one that I finished last night was of a K-pop person because one of the DTIYSs that I was doing, and DTIYS is draw this in your style. One of the DTIYSs I was doing was of Felix from Stray Kids in a hanbok with flowers. That was the prompt. So I wanted to do black and red because I love black and red as a theme.
Mhm.
And that's what I did, and it was fun. I struggled with the face a lot because realism is hard, but I feel like I
The
did a
face
decent
looks
job.
so good. When I saw the face, I was like, "Oh shit!" I haven't seen the whole thing though done. Did you post it yet?
Yeah, I also sent you the final in Facebook
Oh,
as well because I
let's
did
see.
kind of
Oh my God, my homepage for Instagram is finally correct again. For a while, it went off the deep end, and now it's back to being JJK, Demon Slayer, pictures of Gojo. More Nanami's showing up. Nanami's starting to show up a little bit more. Um,
that's my fault, I'm sorry. That's
and
entirely my fault.
and Ghetto before his head gets chopped off. Spoiler. Maybe not.
Ghetto doesn't get his head chopped off.
No, his brain. His brain. He gets his head.
Okay, that you've
Am I
been
gonna
spoiled
find out the real?
in a wrong way because you have inaccurate information. Quit looking at the JJK stuff. Please, I'm begging
Okay.
you.
Okay. I thought. I thought for some reason like.
Don't. It's don't try to figure it out because like it when you find out it's gonna blow your mind. So just
It's
because
worse than I think.
it's way worse than you think. There are connections with connections with connections over there.
Okay.
Also, we are getting into the people being grievously injured slash killed section of Shibuya incidents. So to try not to consume that media for a little bit
Okay. All right.
because
It's hard because
you
it's on my feeds.
I know you will get spoiled though, and you will be very, very mad about it. I'm just warning you now because especially the next couple episodes are going to be really rough. Just
Okay.
really, really fucking rough.
Okay. I'll try. I'll try.
Like I'm crying just thinking about what's going to happen next episode. It's so bad.
Oh, okay. I will avert my eyes as much as possible from
Why
what's
am I
going
so
on.
addicted to these fucking traumatic
That
shows?
traumatize your ass constantly. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna have PTSD from Tokyo Revengers. Oh,
Oh
also
my God. Uh-huh.
literally ugly crying this last time that we were watching.
Mm-hmm.
Ugly crying over Mikey. And I also realized some other things about that. One, so do you know how when they translate Takamichi's name, they like have it with the Y?
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends told me it's because when Mikey or Draken says his name, they're not saying Takamichi, they're saying Takamichi. Michi, like
Oh,
Mitch.
Michi.
Yeah.
Takamichi.
Yeah, and it's such a subtle difference that I wasn't noticing. I'm like, "Why are they putting it with a Y? That doesn't make any sense." But it's because he's basically given him a Western nickname like he has,
Mm-hmm.
Mikey did.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, "Oh, Takamichi."
Oh my
Right?
God. Oh my God.
And then I realized it's because he adopted him as his new brother. And that's why it hurt him so bad when he left.
Oh
Oh,
my God. Oh my God. Mikey loves so hard.
he
Like he's
does.
so little and he loves so much and he's so psychotic. Like, oh my
Oh my
God.
yeah, so I was like, "Oh my god," and
He's
I
like, you
also
either don't exist, I'll kill you, or I'll kill for you. Like
yeah,
that's he's got three
or
modes.
"You are my family, and I would
Mm-hmm.
kill and or die for you." So, literally, like, he got ingrained so hard that he was the trigger for the last one. Takamichi
Mm-hmm.
was the reason why the last one happened, the last
Yeah.
future thing, because when he left, at the end of the, Christmas I incident arc, like, Mikey literally told
Bloody
him,
Christmas.
"If I'm going out of pocket, you have to tell me. You have to yell
Yeah.
at me like my brother used to." And Takamichi's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I'll do that." And then, like, goes back to the future and finds out, "No, I fucking didn't. I ran away."
Mm-hmm.
Because his non-driving self is apparently just an idiot because
Mm-hmm.
every single time he's left to his own devices, he fucks everything up. Like, he's like, "I got you
Yeah.
into
Well,
being one of the
he's
generals," and
he's still a kid. Like when he's
yeah,
still a kid, he's still that kid that runs away in the past, and he hasn't caught up to himself in the present, which is why we're all like, just stay there, just
just stay the fuck there, don't go back to the future
stay
ever again.
there, stay there. One thing that is confusing me though,
Mm,
when he rewrites the future, like. what is happening on to his body? Like, I know at one point his body was supposed to be in stasis, but like one point, another few times, he was like standing outside a store and other people were around
So
him and stuff like that. Like, how is that working with his
what
consciousness?
happens is that so, like, his body goes into stasis and he needs to be protected when he hasn't changed anything. But Naoto basically confirmed the last time that every time the future changes, his memories get rewritten and he can feel that happening because Naoto's part of it. So what's
Mm,
happening is every time he comes back to a changed future, he's not in stasis because different shit happened. So he was never put
mm,
back into the past during that time period
okay.
until he's back in the future again.
Okay, because that makes sense how in the first one he's like woke up on a bed with.
Yeah, because he didn't change anything. He just, like, was in the past and needed to gather information. So, like, if he ever comes back to the future and hasn't changed anything, then, yeah, it's gonna be the same thing, but god damn. So, this show is so out of pocket with the way that it does its chapter ends. I can't with it because season 1, the first chapter end was Hina getting blown the fuck up and Akun getting blown the fuck up. The season 1 end was Chifuyu getting got in the head and Kisaki almost, like, capping Takamichi in the face, so we had to start the next season immediately, and then the season 2, part 1 ended with that Mikey death, and
Mm,
I can't do it, so that's why I'm like, "Let's just stop." So, once the next season comes out and there's, like, an episode or 2 of the next season, we can finish this season and just
okay.
watch the first couple episodes of the next season and then wait. And
Okay.
not do it because I'm not ending on an ending like that
Okay.
again. Never again.
It
It's
wasn't. I was
it's too
high.
stressful.
I was high when we were watching that episode, and I was like, oh, okay, okay, and it just washed over me. Like I felt it, but also I was in a way of like, there's more seasons coming out. Like Mikey can't be dead in this sense because he holds on to hope. But also, I think author is just a sadist. He's like, let's let's put these kids through horrible shit and then reset them all, and then put them through more horrible shit, and then reset them. Um, so author's a sadist. I my heart was breaking for Mikey because of what Mikey must have gone through in this dark spiral, and then to leave and disappear, and then to be like, I gotta take everyone out, and I gotta take myself out too. Like he basically was on this like murder suicide bend, and
Yeah.
the only one to survive it is Takamichi. Like he wanted the most innocent one, not innocent, but like this, the
He
one
like,
who was.
I think he's switched over who his conscious is.
It was no longer Jockin.
It's no longer Draken, it's now him, because he basically proved in the last 2 times that he's gonna do whatever's best for his bros regardless of politics.
hmm
And I think Mikey really respects that.
I think there was also, well, Takamichi left not just running away, but also in that same episode, it looked like he left because the gang was turning towards more violence.
Yeah, he did, but he could
Yeah,
if he was in that body, he would have stopped Mikey from
he would have
turning more
stopped him.
violent,
That's
you know?
true. You're right. You're right. You're right. So before we get, because we just went into Tokyo Revenger totally thing, what what else have you been watching that has left a mark on you in either way, or that you want to share about? Like,
I'm trying to think, the only things that have hit me as deep as that, I'm joking, like, everything hits me hella deep. I get invested. I get so invested in things. Oh. like, I'm still obsessed with JJK right now. Just everything about it. It breaks my heart all the time. I'm so invested in it. Oh my god, I'm gonna be destroyed. I'm gonna be destroyed when we watch it. I know what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be destroyed. I'm telling you right now. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like, "Why are you sobbing? Nothing's happened yet."
And you're gonna be like, I know what's coming. I know what's
I'm
coming.
gonna be like, "Yeah, but it gets really bad really fast. Why?"
Mhm.
Uh, but I realized that I'm not very observant about things because, I realized this last watch that we were doing that the Tokyo Manji gang is named that because of Mikey's name, because his
Mhm.
name is Manjiro Sano.
Mhm.
And every time Naoto talks about Manjiro Sano, I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" Before I realize it's like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?" Doesn't make any sense. Ah, but when he showed up at Mitsuya's funeral, ugh, I was
Ugh.
dying. Yeah. Oh, that show. Okay. I'm trying to think what else has hit me that hard recently. Well, Given owns my ass. Sasaki and Miyano also owns my ass. Trying to think of anything. I would say Ava. Ava
Mhm.
definitely took me out. That one's traumatic. Yeah, that one's super traumatic.
Oh no, I mean that you've been watching recently as we catch
Oh,
up. Like what are
recently?
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't been
Anything that you
watching that
watched
much.
recently. Mm.
It's mainly just been that. The spider one was really good though. The spider one
Mhm.
had me uh going pretty good. And Kenjiro Suda does a voice in it.
Oh nice.
Yeah, he plays like a older man vampire. So of course we
Look
have
at your
his name.
face. You're just like,
You don't have
For
to call me out on
for
it.
those who can't see, the face was totally a swoon face. Like leaned over, eyes to the side, slight glow. Like
Literally any voice that man does, I'm going to
mhm.
swoon. Like we stan. I don't care if he's a bad guy or not. I'm there
Mhm.
for Kenjiro Suda's voice all the time.
He had me rewatching what is it called? The House Husband.
Oh yeah, Way of
The
the House
Way of the
Husband.
House Husband. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
in live action too. Like he actually plays him in the live action.
Are you fucking kidding me? Where's the live
No.
action?
I don't know where the live action is, but like it's been out for a while. You can find it on YouTube with clips and stuff.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is my thing still saying, man, I gotta do this later. Cause I'm like, where do I watch? Where do I watch? Way of the House Husband. I just want to see him dressed up. Live action. Oh my god. Give me images. Give me images. Oh my god. It's him.
Right? I told you. In his little
He's
suit
so
doing laundry and
stupid.
shit.
He's
Like
so
him with the cat, perfection.
Oh my
It's
god.
it's
It's
really
on
good.
Netflix and it's called The Ingenuity of the House Husband. I'm gonna have to add it. I'm gonna have to add it. I'm gonna have to add it. Oh my god. I can't wait to watch this man clean. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Oh, incorrect password. Oh my god. What is it? Okay. Oh, oh no. Shut.
So what about you? What have you been watching?
I'm trying to watch that ass. Let me Oh my
Oh,
god. Let me
speaking
close
of,
it. Let
I
me
have
close it.
another couple of, pieces, around his photo book that I need to work on.
Oh, lovely.
I have a huge list. I have too much of a list. So
So
good
I
though.
have not been able to watch as much as I would like to watch, because I was in a play.
Right, how did that go?
Yeah. The play went really well. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of pictures of me in the play because of how the theater space was set up. It was very immersive. People were invited into the space of the play. Like there was this central open space with with four micro stages. And one was the machete stage where um the how do I say this? The conductor of the play walked up a machete ladder in bare feet,
Ooh,
and there was glass walking, and there were people dancing on the walls, like literally in a harness dancing on the walls.
that sounds amazing.
Um, and it was all centered around this story of the forgetting tree. And the forgetting tree stands in West Africa, near, I think it was near the gate of no return, where there's this like legend saying that before kidnapped and enslaved Africans were put on the ships, they had to promenade around this tree so many times as a ritual of forgetting who they were, and their ties to the land and where they came from, and then they were put into the ships. And so this was about reclaiming our cultural knowledge from the systems and the disruptions that colonization has caused us. So it's a reclaiming of Black, Indigenous, people of color culture, roots, and belief systems and ancestry. So it was very nebulous in this kind of way. Like we all wrote pieces for it. There's a lot of dance, but since I'm disabled, I was seated on this like porch stage. I had this bra that was covered in moss. Um,
It did
and
look very organic.
there was moss in my hair. There was a huge feather fan, and a back harness that I was wearing that was just like kids were both the kids who came to the show were like, this person looks cool but also scary. Which is I think we hit the mark when kids are like, I'm slightly scared of you, but you look like a princess. So
But a scary
that's what
princess?
happened. Scary princess. And they had all these tree branches behind me and light coming through the tree branches, and I was effectively a living altar. So when people came into the space for half an hour before the show, they would tell me something that they didn't want to forget, something they wanted to remember. And I would say something like, we hold in our memory, or we hold sacred, or we remember. And then I would say to them the thing they told me while looking them directly in their eyes. And some people didn't want to forget, like little things like, I have a test coming up and I want to remember this, or I want to remember this club that I was at. And some people were like, I want to always remember the sound of my daughter's laughter. Like, and her daughter had passed away. So
That's some
I was
heavy
getting,
stuff.
yeah, so I was holding that space for that as well. Which is very interesting, and and an honor too. So I did the play. I got my lines memorized. I also had to have my grimoire with me as part of the play, which I wrote some of the. I ain't gonna lie, I wrote some of my lines into my grimoire so that I could like not have to remember all of them. But by the time opening night came, I had remembered them all. So it was beautiful. Oh, also we had a cellist on the trapeze. Like,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She was on the trapeze with her cello. Like, Her name is Freya Chalista or Chalista, and
Mhm.
she was like amazing. Like she made me cry almost. We were making each other cry. Everybody was making each other cry. So, but when I would come home from all those shows and rehearsals and Hell Week and Tech Week, I was watching Sasaki and Miyano. Like I was falling asleep to Sasaki and Miyano or Yuri on Ice. Like that was my two things to fall asleep to and take my stress away. What else I watched this week? I started watching Heaven's Official Blessings,
So,
which
you mentioned that you had some question about Heaven Official's Blessing. What were they?
yes. So my question is, your boy, the main boy with the white thing
Jillian.
around his
Yeah.
throat,
Mhm.
Yin.
Jillian.
Say it again.
Jillian.
Ji Yin. Ji Yin.
Lian. Lian. Jillian.
Ji Lian.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jillian um was a human who ascended to godhood and then did
Thrice.
some shit and got kicked out twice because he kept fucking up.
3 times.
And three times. Three times he kept fucking up. And then the third time he ascended to heaven, he fucked some shit up and he had to go back and basically raise like heaven money to be able to pay off the damage that he
Right.
caused.
Yeah.
Okay. So I understand that's what he. It took me a little while to get that wrapped around my head. So he's like a god. Then we have like ghosts.
Salong.
Salong,
Sanlong. Sanlong.
San
Yeah.
Long, San Long.
Yeah.
He's a ghost. Okay, I thought he was one. He was one of the ghosts they were talking about, though. He's one
Yeah,
of the ones.
he's the one that decided to fight God. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 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 He's like I figured. I figured.
The legend, they were like,
Um,
"Watch out for this guy. He's really dangerous."
and
And
he's
Julian's
like,
like,
I just.
"Everything's fine." And he's like, "You poor innocent man. I'll take
Hmm.
care of you."
Yes. Oh my God. Let me tell you, like when he woke up the morning after he had a I fully expected Sun Long to be gone.
Yeah.
But when he was outside sweeping, I was like, water,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
water. And then he's like, and then he put up all the things. It's like, oh, this is gonna keep away ghosts and all that kind of stuff because I don't have a door. And he went and built him a motherfucking door.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's also the energy I want. That's also the energy that I want in a relationship. Oh, I don't have a door. Well, let me go build you one, bitch.
Like, I want a murder ghost too.
So they are just
Yeah,
together.
the timeline is a little bit weird. So they actually originally met in Jidan's first life when he was a
Hmm.
prince. So he was a prince of a kingdom, and then that kingdom fell due to war. But due to his achievements, he ascended for the first time. And then his kingdom fell to plague the second
Hmm.
time, and he came back as a vengeful god because he was that upset about all of his people dying, and they
Hmm.
punished him. They punished him for that, and that's how he fell again and then ascended. And then the third time he came back to Earth as a junk god, gathering junk. And that was his thing. He just traveled around gathering things and being with people. And then like he didn't get he didn't get many followers that time, but when he ascended this last time, he wrecked everything, and I think it's because he had accrued so much karma over the 3, 4 lives that he had lived that he was
Hmm.
just like, "Hey bitches, what's
Yeah, he came through like a wrecking
He was
ball.
weighty, and they were like, "Mm, did you have to?" He was like, "I wasn't in control of it." And that whole time that he was doing all that stuff, he during his lifetime as the prince, he saved Sanlong as a little boy from falling to his death, and he remembered that. But as he grew up, he was trying to live better and be stronger for the prince to, like, be worthy of him, because he knew. He's like, you're a fucking god.
Mhm.
What can I do to be worthy of a god? And then when he died and became a ghost, that's when he was like, yeah, I don't agree with this. I'm gonna go fight fight some gods and see what happens, see if I can get some more power. And he won. So because he kept winning, he started getting more and more powerful, which is how he ended up as a catastrophe level ghost, as opposed to like just a normal ghost.
Mhm.
I think there's like 5 to 7 catastrophe level ghosts that they
Okay.
have mentioned
And
so
being
far.
catastrophe level was why he was able to mimic not being a ghost.
Basically, yeah, because he's powerful enough, he doesn't have the same restrictions that other ghosts have. So his power level
Because he
is
was like combing his
beyond
hair
and
to
beyond.
figure it out, putting up
Yeah.
his wards to see if it was.
He's
And
like,
he was
"Are
just
you a
like,
ghost?" And he's like, "Oh, sweetie." And
so
but
basically, he was the one that was walking him as if he was when he was in the bride with the
yes, that
silver
was
run.
so long. Yes.
Thank you for explaining this to me because it was like a vague, nebulous thing in my head.
And, like,
Um,
they don't make it super duper clear. I only know that because 'cause I've watched it, like, 2 or 3 times. So, like,
mhm.
I
Well,
gleaned more information from it.
there's this whole thing culturally that I'm not
Mhm.
familiar with in Chinese culture,
Yeah.
like about the levels of heaven and the levels of gods and ghosts and
Mhm.
things like that and spirits. Like, because I haven't seen as much fantasy Chinese dramas as I
Mhm.
have Korean dramas and Japanese dramas, um, like the fantasy ones. So I don't know, like the heaven realm, how things operated. So I feel like I'm getting tossed into the deep end since they're not explaining shit either. They're
Yeah.
just like, we're telling a story in the world for our people. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But like, we're not giving you, we're not giving you anything
We're
at
not gonna give you
all.
the backstory about
We're
why
not gonna
things
give you
work the
anything.
way they do.
We're not gonna give you a fucking 101, bitch. Get it. Like get into this shit. So that's how I feel about it. But I'm watching that. I'm loving it. I love Sweet Summer Child. And I love
Salong. Sal
Salong.
So, what's really fun is next season, Salong starts calling Julien by a pet name. He has a pet name for him, Gugu. He calls him Gugu. And
Ugh.
it's so cute. I've only seen clips of him doing it, and I'm like, "Blushy."
Mhm.
'Cause the way he puts emphasis into it and, like, it's just very intimate. It's amazing.
I love
10 out of
it.
10. 10 out of
I
10.
can't wait. I can't wait to experience it. Yeah, I'm really liking it so far. Um, and the other thing I watched was the Apothecary's
Oh, I wanna see
Diary.
that one. Is that good?
Yeah, it's cute. I don't think it's done yet. I think there's only like 5 or 6 episodes out right now.
Mhm.
Um, but it's good. It is really good. Like sometimes I have to watch 3 episodes to get into an anime. I was hooked from the first one.
Ooh,
I was hooked from the
okay.
first one. So I really enjoy it. There's this girl, she gets kidnapped and brought to this castle, and then but she has all these skills because she used to work. Her father was an apothecary, and she would work with him, so she has all these knowledge of medicine and poison. So
I've
she
seen the
uses that.
clips, and
Hmm.
I absolutely love her reaction to one of the male leads.
Oh
Like, he's
yeah, yeah.
supposed to
Her,
have, like, the highest riz, and she's just like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up, nobody
she
cares."
is. She is. She's like, I can't believe women respond to you in this way. She's like, why are they melting over you? He's like being like, I'm so dashing and charming. And she's like, you're creepy.
Which, like,
And I love that
fair,
energy.
fair.
I love
Yeah.
that energy.
I need to still catch up with some of the ones from the past one, 'cause I need to watch the Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence. That one is
What
on my
is
list,
so
and
cute?
I
So
think it's
flipping
called
cute.
Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. That one is also on my
I
list.
think that's on my list too.
That one's done. That one's completed. So if you want to start that one and then tell
Sugar
me all
apple
about
fairy
it.
Okay. Yeah. So what else am I watching? I think that's it for what I'm watching. Just those two right now. I'm like I'm I tried to start watching the new season of Spy Family, and I realized I had lost so much of memory because it's been a while and
Yeah.
how my brain works. My brain is really bad. I figured out that it's not just that I have a bad memory, I have bad recall.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, all the
So unless
trauma
it's giving
PTSD
you
has
yeah, unless it's giving you, like, very distinctive memories of things, you're not gonna know what's going
I'm not gonna
on.
remember. Yeah,
And Spy Family is fun, but it's definitely not one of those that's gonna leave a huge impression on what was actually happening in the story
yeah.
for you.
So I'm gonna have to put it on and like kind of watch it from the close to the beginning,
Mhm.
so I know like what's happening because I know what's happening with the family, but I'm like, what is Anya up to now? It's mostly for Anya because Anya's all over the damn place with her plans. So
She
I'm like,
is.
which plan is she doing now? Like, what is she up to now? Like, I
I
have to
feel
watch it
like
for Anya.
I feel like this season she's gonna be into let's get mom and dad together mode because
Mm-hmm.
I know he takes her on a date at some point, which I am very excited about.
Oh, they're so perfect for each other without even knowing it.
Yes.
It's so
There's
cute.
so many good seasons out this I am so mad by the volume of good anime that is currently airing that I can't watch yet
Mm-hmm.
because A Returner's Magic Should Be Special is so fun and I wanna watch it super bad, but it's not done yet, and then Solo Leveling comes out in January, so I'm gonna have to wait until March to watch that one. That one's that one's another one that's gonna give you, like, trauma, though, because it is violent. It is very violent. Yeah. I don't know, I get
I think
I feel like we get triggered by different things, though.
we do, but when we're triggered by the same thing, we have different reactions. Like you will be sad and I will be mad.
Yeah.
Like I'll just get angry. Like I'll just like ah. But aside from that, I've been writing again.
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I am writing this I'm world building. It's weird to be writing and world building at the same time. Because I used to do that as a child.
Mhm.
And now I'm doing it as an adult and trying to silence the voice of, but this doesn't make sense. And it's like, you can go back and change it and make it in alignment. But I skipped forward in my writing to, oh, wait, first I'm using this app called Butter, where you can organize your writing and it's free for a year.
Ooh.
So it has a focus mode and it also like allows you to take certain segments, copy paragraphs and put them in a stash so you don't lose writing even if you have to move stuff around. It has spaces for you to write notes about different characters and you could hyperlink those notes to other notes. So basically it has an organizational system too. So I'm using that right now to help me write since it's free 99. And I skipped ahead and started writing out the confession and love scene between two queer characters.
Don't say that you skipped, like, it's not cheating. You're writing what's gonna keep you writing, that's the main thing,
I'm
you
writing what's
know?
gonna keep me writing. The smut. Um
You'll go back and forth, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be
oh,
good.
they're gonna go back and forth. So that's
There is gonna be
that's
an
what
exchange
happened.
of fluids.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm thinking about that and I'm writing that, which is it's been fun to write for the sake of writing instead of having to write from a place of Um, I'm finally mad about what happened with the book that I was
Okay.
writing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
finally mad about it. It took me a while to get mad about it. And I'm mad because my editor led me astray. Like, my editor was like, took, instead of being like, you should change the title of this book,
Mhm.
she was like, you need to change the content of the book. And when I changed that content to match the title, it didn't match um my proposal.
Mhm.
And since it didn't match my proposal, they couldn't use the asset.
Right.
My editor knew what my proposal was because I had sent it to her.
Right.
And she knows that the content has to match proposal
'Cause she's an editor, a professional.
because she's an editor. And I'm mad at myself because I knew that what I was writing in this new install of what the new content is important, but also knew it wasn't my book.
Oh.
So I was getting all these intuition being like, no, you need to go back to original proposal. No, like, this is not yours. Like, what I wrote is mine, but it wasn't the book that I set out to write. And what I wrote is valuable and should be a book, like, should be published, and I will publish it. Um, but yeah, I just feel betrayed by my editor and also by not listening to myself, if that makes sense.
It does.
So, all of that and learning how to change my voice and tone to write what I was writing, that my editor had me writing, like, really, I lost, I got so caught up in the technical part of writing that I really lost my enjoyment of the act of writing.
I can see that.
So, in writing this right now, I'm leaning into my joy of writing. And oh shit, it's 11:11 today.
Oh, it is.
Yay! Just like shouting that out. It's 11:11. Um Having a new rediscovering where to write from a place of joy and a place of pleasure has been a lot of fun. And this time, like, not this time, but next year in January, I'm going to start writing a book that I'm going to send a proposal to for Spirit Bound Press. And that's going to be all of my workshops in a book.
Mhm.
So I'm excited about that.
I think that's kind of where I was with art for a really long time because
Mhm.
I felt like if what I was making was not marketable or I wasn't gonna be able to like, I wasn't good enough to sell my work, then there was no point in making it. And by
Mhm.
reframing that for myself outside of a capitalistic ideal in terms of what do I have fun making? What do I wanna
Mhm.
try? How can I challenge myself?
Yeah,
How can I make gifts for friends? Because that's fun for me. I like making people happy, like, that's but making gifts is different than doing it as a job, if that makes sense.
that makes a lot of sense. It's
So,
real. Yeah.
yeah, for me, like, I lost a lot of the joy of working on stuff because I had it in the back of my head always that, "You're never gonna be good enough to sell this, so why are you even bothering?"
Mm.
When that's not what it should have been about for me.
Mhm.
And I have been able to improve and art has become easier for me by doing it all the time, But by having all of these prompts and ideas and being able to do all this fan art and being able to draw my characters and stuff like that, I've rediscovered the joy of doing it, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? And by
Yeah.
doing that, I've found that I'm actually gaining a lot of skill in it, because if
Yeah.
you look at the work that I was doing in August versus the work that I'm doing now, they are vastly different.
Mhm.
And that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't just allowed myself to work on stuff, you know?
My it's getting easier to write as I write. It's getting
Mhm,
easier. Like yesterday I wrote down the whole conversation between two characters. I wrote a whole scene in one sitting, which was nice. So it is. It is, the more you do it, the easier it gets and the more your skill grows.
mhm.
And it's different when you're growing your skill from a place of passion than from a place of scarcity and
Like
marketability.
obligation. Yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause if you feel obligated to do something, you're not gonna wanna do it as much, or you're not gonna put as much of yourself into it than if you just choose to do something. And
Yeah.
some people are more about that than others. Like, I know if you're neurospicy, you're gonna have a stronger aversion to doing stuff if you feel obligated to do it,
Mhm.
um, than not. And
That's my
I was like, "And I am very spicy." I am at, like, a level 5 spice. So so yeah, that's kind of my deal right now, but, like, I totally get what you're talking about, where you're like, "I just want to find the joy in this again," which is why I've been encouraging you to just do what's fun. Like, I know that you've been struggling with a block, but I think your block came from the fact that you had spent so much of your energy doing what seemed like a futile effort. And you're like, "Well, I just don't feel like writing now because I spent all that energy doing it and nothing came from it."
Yeah, and nothing came of it. And nothing came of it. And plus it was also like writing for, I do a lot of writing for social media and conscious
Mhm,
raising and awareness and transmuting like painful stuff into some kind of um thing that may have more meaning and more context,
mhm.
and can be held or shared in such a way that is cathartic for more than just me. And to write just because I want to write feels a little decadent. It feels a little it feels decadent. Um and I kind of, and then I'm also dealing with that nagging voice of my mother wound, where no matter what I did, it didn't like matter or make an impact and stuff like that too. So there's this part of me that's like, you have to make an impact to prove to her and the ghost of her that lives in you like wrong. And so that impact means a certain level of success, which means recognition from outside places. And
Mhm,
then there's a part of me that's like, fuck all that. Just do what you love and the support will come if you need support. And do this from a place of love instead of doing it from a place of fear. And those two things are struggling in me as I start to like delve deep. And now I'm we've done a lot of the healing the inner child work, and now we're working with the rebellious teenager that I never got to be. So my therapist my therapist my therapist is a shit. My therapist is a shit. I was talking to my therapist, and I'm probably going to write a post about this, but I was talking to my therapist on Thursday. I see her once every 2 weeks. And she said something like, and I said, I don't believe in myself. I have this lack of confidence or faith in myself, which is really sucky because I have all this proof that I'm not a failure, but I still hear the voice of my mom, in
mhm,
my head being like, I'm a fuck up. Like, she never said it, like out loud, but everything she did indicated that she thought I was a fuck up, which which is intergenerational wounding because her father would tell her all the time, you ain't shit and you ain't never going to be shit. So she transferred that onto me, which I get and I understand, but it still hasn't helped with the wounding that I face. But I
Right.
was like, oh no, like I'm a fuck up, and everything I've done has been to the contrary of you're a fuck up. And my therapist and I were talking about it and my lack of confidence, and my therapist was like, is it you right now? And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. Who's present?
Mhm.
Who's present in me right now? And that teenager part of me where I just fucking gave up, like, I remember the moment I gave up, but I gave up. I was like, fuck it. Like, I cared, but I didn't care. It was this weird combination of the two. And so I identified that back to my teenage self about 16 or 17 years old, like, so being a senior,
Mhm.
close to being a senior in high school. So I'm working with that part of myself and I'm interested to see what comes up from that part of myself. And also in the future knowing that I'm going to write a book about my experience with my mother. Cuz
That's
so
what you're
many
gonna
of us have
do.
had
Yeah.
experiences and don't add those into how we were, that certain stuff wasn't okay. Like when I started talking about my eating disorder in public, like there was a bunch of black women who came like across like the internets and were like, I have an eating disorder too and I didn't even know it because of how it shows up and manifests. Like we
And
don't
I
so
think it's a lot it is a lot from our mothers because I know for
mhm
me, I struggle a lot with negative self-talk, especially around body image
mhm
because of my mom. Because
mhm
my mom has a lot of self-talk negative self-talk around her own image, and she is very thin in comparison to me, and she
mhm
will still complain constantly about having to lose weight and having to like 90% of her focus is on working out to lose weight and dieting to lose weight and doing everything around losing weight. So that's where a lot of my own mental image has come from with
mhm
in terms of my own body and not accepting the way that my body functions, which is why even though I'll go to the gym, I had to start to reframe my own going to the gym in terms of I want to be strong,
mhm
not I want to lose weight. Because when I started doing it, when I used to go in terms of I'm going to lose weight to going to the gym and it wouldn't happen, that would just discourage me and I'd end up not going anymore. That's not an encouraging mindset to have when going to the gym.
mhm
But I want to be strong, I want to support my joints. I want to do this to make my life a little bit easier going forward, or I want to get buff because being buff is cool.
mhm
Those things motivated me to go because I would like to be buff and be able to lift heavy things even though my joints are not good, because having strong muscles around those weak joints actually does help out a lot because
mhm
if your joints are weak, your muscles have to hold you together. And I
yeah.
am a human marionette, so I started going to
Oh,
the chiro again this week,
oh, how's that?
because on Monday, my rib went out of place completely, and I started having trouble breathing, and I knew that that was time to go
Oh
to the
no.
chiro, and
Mhm.
so he got it back into place by doing the hug one and squishing me until the rib just kind of went like that.
Mhm.
And it hurts so bad for, like, 2 days, and then it was better. So, actually, that was last week, not this past week, but the week before. But it's been a while since we chatted, so
Mhm.
I didn't tell you about it, but yeah, that's going really well, except now my bones are super loose all the time. I told him the last time I was like, "So, my bones just kind of pop constantly now," and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because when you re-taught them that they can do that. So now I'm kind of like a friggin' Tinker Toy set everywhere I go.
Mm.
Just crick, 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 crick. um, but yeah, like I think that's fine. So now I'm going once weekly instead of twice weekly because
Mm.
I don't really need to go twice weekly. I'm already very loose. I just need to be put back into place once a week, I think,
Mm.
for
So you found a good one.
he's very nice and didn't look down on me or anything when I started telling him exactly what I needed. Because sometimes doctors are like, well, you don't know what you need. You're I'll
Mm-hmm.
figure out what you need. And I'm like, no, I know what I need.
Good.
This and that. And he was like, okay, let's do this, this and that. I'm like, perfect. Awesome.
Wonderful.
I took us completely off topic though.
That's fine.
We were talking about mothers. But also what I found interesting was I keep seeing these things saying like your favorite characters are tell you things about yourself. And I'm like, are we sure about that? Because I realized that all of the kids I've adopted are either stupid or psychotic or some combination of the two. There is no in between. Because let's see, Inosuke, stupid and psychotic. That boy has zero chill. Bakugo, psychotic, not super stupid, kind of stupid, but very psychotic. Yuji, stupid. I love Yuji so much, but he is not a smart boy. Um, and Mikey, psychotic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, those are my favorite boys right now, and they're all boys and they're all psychotic or stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. But I also oh no. Like I realize
But
that
those are
I
your adopted sons. They aren't
they
your baby
are.
daddies. They're not.
Okay, okay. Okay, that's true, but I only have one of those. And he is very confident and wears a suit.
Yes. There you go. Me, on the other hand, I like them foolish and traumatized. Like,
Oh my god. Gojo has so much trauma. He's very rich. Did you know that? He is like
no.
he is very rich. He is the heir to the Gojo family. He's the only one left.
Oh,
And they are a very long-lived sorcerer family, just like the Zanins. Yeah.
wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Gojo. Um, there was that one guy, I sent you one of his reels. Or you sent me one of them, was like, this is what happens if you're attracted to Howl from
Yeah.
Howl's Moving Castle. You have a praise kink, like, from emotionally unavailable men. And I'm like, you shut your fucking mouth. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. And it got me. It got me because he got me so right. It got me so right. He's like, you have a praise kink, because it was over for you as soon as he said. And there's that clip of Christian
Yeah.
Bale in English.
Going.
Christian Bale's, I love Christian Bale's voice. And he's just like, that's my girl. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm not a girl, but I'll be a girl for you, bro. Like, so, like, yep,
I
yep.
mean, I can't front because his take on Nanami was accurate too. It's like you want to be taken
Mhm.
care of. Bitch, I do.
Mhm.
I cannot
Mhm.
take care of myself. I need someone to feed and water me like a
Mhm.
plant. It's fine.
So yeah, yeah. My face is still blushing. I'm thinking
From thinking about how I'm
he's
trying to
so dramatic. He's so dramatic. His hair is dyed the wrong color, and he summons
He
the
literally turns into
forces
slime for no reason.
of darkness because he had a bad dye job, and then becomes confined to his bed and needs to be brought warm milk. Like he
He's so dramatic. Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, I could
so
never with
fucking
that type.
dramatic.
I could never. See, this is good though. We have very different types.
Very different type, very different type. Because
We're we're we're
I
we're
am
never gonna
scared of,
fight
and
over a
yet
character.
I am scared of, and yet very attracted to Sakuna. Like,
He would murder you, literally. It's like that meme of like, "Oh, you're cute. He's trying to kill you."
oh, Sakuna.
There
But
are
it's
some
mostly Gojo. It's
theories.
mostly
Like,
Gojo.
I can't even tell you half the theories because they involve spoilers, but there are theories, uh, just all kinds of theories.
About what?
So many theories about why Yuji makes such a good prison for Sukuna.
Mm.
Because Sukuna's original body has the same hair as Yuji.
Oh, really? Oh my God, really? Really? They think there's
Yes,
a genetic,
they think there
like,
might be a genetic, linking, like, way back
oh,
in the past.
wow.
Now, Sukuna does not have any descendants, but that doesn't mean that he didn't have, like, a brother or a cousin that would have had
Mm-hmm.
descendants, so it could still be some kind of bloodline thing, but there's some other shit with Yuji's bloodline that I can't talk about, but you're gonna find out. You can find out soon.
Okay, 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 okay. Ugh, I can't wait until we
I
watch it.
know.
I can't wait until we watch it. When are we watching it again? What is it? Fucking January? We have to wait
Yes,
until?
January 4th and 5th. It's only a month and a half away. We're
Okay,
almost
all right.
there.
I'm gonna spend my time finishing Doctor Who. Like, I have to finish Jodie Whittaker, and then because I should watch Doctor Who tonight because I have to finish Jodie Whittaker season, so I'm ready for the Christmas episodes that are coming out later in November.
Oh, shit, are there? Yes, there's always Christmas episodes. What am I talking about?
Yeah, there's a Christmas episode coming out.
Did you see
It's
the
gonna
last
show on
Christmas
Disney
episode?
Plus. Huh?
Did you see the last Christmas episode?
No, I have not seen the last Christmas episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. Jesus, look at your face. Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna.
No,
I'm
I
gonna.
I don't wanna spoil it, but something really fun happens.
Okay, I will. I will watch it. I will watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Um, yeah, that's what I'll do tonight. I'll get high and I'll watch Doctor Who. I need to find some snacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
the other show I wanna watch is the I Fell in Love with a Villainess.
Oh yeah, I think there's only like 4 episodes of that out right now.
Yeah, that's another January one, but that's that comic that I sent you.
I know. I put it on my
I'm
list right away.
so excited. I'm so excited about
Let's
that.
see.
It's gonna be so gay. It's gonna be so gay.
Oh, there's six episodes so far, and they're both available in sub or dub.
Yeah, that's because we are a month and a half into the fall season, so we are halfway through all of the episodes. There are 6 episodes left of most of the shows. JJK's there's 9 because it ends on 1/4, not the end of December.
Mhm.
But most of them that are on, like, the 12 episode are at, like, 5 or 6 episodes right now.
Mm.
I'm
What are
still
we
s
watching next?
Oh, yes. That's I think we're doing Watch Me Go.
What are
Um,
we watching next?
so I have the list, and I actually think I did time it out correctly. because do, do, Q. Here we go. So we watched Bromance. We watched Tokyo Revengers. Next is Utena. But I think I'm actually going to swap Tokyo Godfathers before Utena because I think we need something pleasant.
Cool. Tokyo Godfathers is a cute movie too.
I I think we need something pleasant in between in
Hmm.
between all of the trauma. Utena's not that much trauma, but like it's weird.
It
So
is weird. I've been trying to. I watched the first. How many episodes did I watch?
I don't
Girl,
know.
Shane Girl, oh my God, it's 39 episodes. Did I just skip ahead to the end because I couldn't get into it? I did. I skipped ahead to the end because I couldn't get into it, but I don't.
We're gonna watch it together.
Oh,
It's a very weird show, but I
oh.
promise it's worth it for the journey, okay?
I'm on episode 8, 9, and I'm still like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
So watch it with the idea that it is actually an art experiment of psychology.
It don't even seem that deep. Like, it does not seem that
It
deep. It does
doesn't,
not
but it
seem that deep.
actually is, I promise.
Okay.
What
All
go
right.
on YouTube and find an analysis of Utena. Go
Okay.
I think Neuralities has a really good one, and I love
Mm-hmm.
them. So find Neuralities Utena, and they will get you straight on what to look out for when watching the show. Because, like, I actually watched their analysis of it and was like, damn, I need to watch this again because it reminded me. Because, like, on the surface, you're not seeing everything, but the director who did it had a shit ton of stuff to say, like emotionally.
Okay. All
It's
right.
one of those
I
that
just found it.
yeah, watch that and then we'll get to Utena in 2 weeks and we'll watch
Okay.
that. And then we should be good for Jujutsu Kaisen right after that. And then
Okay.
we're watching Wheel of Time after Jujutsu Kaisen. And then Violet Evergarden kill me. No kidding.
Yes. Violet Evergarden. Yes. Yes. It's so beautiful. The art is so beautiful. The story is so
I
fucked up. And the art.
know. I know it was gorgeous. I watched 2 episodes and sobbed the entire time. And everyone I've talked to is like, "That's not even the sad part." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, 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 yeah. It gets worse. It gets worse and it gets better. It just gets worse. It just gets worse. It's fine. It's fine. It's good.
Oh
It's good.
my
Just
god.
breathe.
I'm
Just
just gonna
breathe.
cry the whole time,
Mhm.
just cry and hope that my sinuses survive. I will tell you, when that episode happened on Tuesday, I was not expecting to have that visceral of a reaction to it.
Mhm.
When he was sitting on top of him demanding that he kill him, I
Mhm.
was sobbing about it. Like, sobbing. I literally, in all caps, texted my friend, "My son just killed everyone. I am not okay."
Mhm.
Because, like, it just and then Hawkeye, when he was being killed, talking about how he just wanted to hang out with Takemichi, and
Yep.
Chifuyu
He's like, I just
saying
wanted to see you.
and Chifuyu basically accepted his death knowing that Takemichi was gonna come back and fix everything. That's why he accepted it, I think, because he already
Yeah.
knew. He knew that Takemichi was going back and forth, and he's like, "He'll come back and he'll fix this, it's okay." And that's why he's like, "Look into Takemichi's face. Talk to him."
Mhm.
Oh my god, my heart. I can't with this
Mhm.
show. But apparently so the season that's gonna come out next, the next 24 episode season is probably gonna be the last because there's only like a couple more arcs that they're going to do, and like one of the arcs is super short, so they're probably going to do two arcs in one segment
Mm-hmm.
and then like the final arc in the last segment. So at least we won't have to wait too long, assuming that they actually make it within the next 2 years and not make us wait for 800 years like they do with some
Yes.
shows.
Yes. Some of them,
But
oh my God. I hope they come out with a season two of Sasaki and Miyano.
I know for sure that
That's
they
what
are
I want
coming
for
out with,
Christmas.
the Hirano and Kagura. They're doing a season for that arc. And Sasaki and Miyano just had, book 10 come out, so they are still publishing Sasaki and Miyano, so there's no telling that there won't be another movie or another season with the amount of, uh, material they have.
I just love it so much. They're my favorite. So pure, so pure. Hmm. I think that's it.
Yeah, like, I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other topics we could talk about, but, like, I hadn't prepared a topic for today because I figured we'd spend the majority of the time catching up, and we've spent an hour and a half talking about stuff, so it's not
Yeah.
bad. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. My back is not hurting nearly as much. Thank you for the energy you sent earlier.
Okay.
Um, I'm getting cold because it's cold here, but I don't want to close my window. I like fresh air all the time.
Then put a blanket on.
I would, but my blankets are in the laundry, except for one that's supporting my back. So
Oh, yeah, can't do that.
yeah, because I washed all my sheets. I washed my sheets. I took a shower. This may not be like a big deal to some people, but I'm disabled, so it is. I washed my sheets. I took a shower. I moved like my computer into my bedroom so we can talk. I'm gonna move it out later. I'm gonna make my bed. I'm gonna put my sheets on. I'm gonna clean my CPAP. Um, so I'm doing a lot of physical stuff that I wasn't able to do while during tech week.
Mhm.
Um, so normally my body will break on me if I just do two of those things.
What do you mean
But
by tech week? What does tech week mean?
oh, tech week is the week before a play comes out. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that's when you go in, you finally really get into the space, you do your rehearsals, lighting comes and make sure the lighting is set up. You run all the technical stuff like sound and the lighting, and the staging of the show. And that normally takes 3 or 4 days to lock down. And then you
Mhm.
have opening night. So for us, we had tech week of 3 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, we had 4 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday was load in to the space.
Mhm.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was our tech time to test everything out. And performance days were Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thing about tech week is you're looking at 6 to 8 hours a day of
Okay.
just running, rehearsal, reset. Um, and so we had 3 days of 6 to 8 hours. Opening night was a 6 hour day, and then Saturday and Sunday were like 4 hour days. Um, so it's a job. It's like a
Yeah,
fucking job.
it is.
So that's tech week. Which was also kind of a thing because right before tech week, right before actually in September was mid September was when I just started driving again because my
Mhm.
anxiety was so bad I couldn't drive. But I went from not being able to drive to being able to drive across the San Francisco Bay Bridge and driving at night, driving by myself, and all this other stuff that I hadn't been able to do because of my mental health has been so impacted by being so sick and not being on the right medication and chemical changes in my body. So I was really happy that I was able to take care of myself in that way. And also I had to pack like lunches and stuff like that because I'm diabetic, and everyone else on the cast, like, they were able to like, oh, I don't have to eat, or I can eat a snack, and I'm like, no, I need to have a whole fucking chicken leg and some apples and some fucking carrots and some nuts and some hummus.
Get that protein in.
Yeah, I had to get my protein and my veg for real, for sure.
I
So,
probably don't
yeah.
have enough protein. Like, I can't eat meat, so
Mhm.
that impacts my ability to intake protein easily. Because the easiest way to intake protein is obviously a chicken leg
Meat.
or,
Yeah.
because that's gonna have the highest protein level. So, I can somewhat get protein off of, like, nuts and, but it's mostly soy-based
Mhm.
things that I'm eating, to get protein. And I've had to be more cognizant of that and making sure that I'm taking, like, pills and stuff to make my bone grow back because I'm growing a bone. I have to I have to make
Mhm.
sure I have fuel for the bone so that it
Mhm.
doesn't, like, eat the rest of my body to fill itself because it will do that.
That's what that's what I learned through my restrictive eating disorder. It ate my bones in my back. That's why I have osteoporosis. I have to take vitamin D. I have to take in sunshine. I have to eat like nutritious things because I have to fuel my own bone process. So I get you.
Yeah.
I get you on the bone stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I
you gotta
don't
have
have a hole in my fucking hand like you.
I mean, but it still counts as holes in the, like, you gotta let your body build that bone back up, since
Mhm.
it was depleted from not having nutrients for so long.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, it's a similar situation. You gotta have that protein so that your body can build itself more and heal.
Yeah. I'm also
Of
getting
course.
sick of meat right now, which is not
Mm.
helpful. And my roommate, my housemate, my family, Bertha, is like, you need to eat protein every day. And I'm like, I'm tired of it. I had some yogurt. Doesn't that count? I had some eggs. Like,
Eggs do count. Eggs count.
yeah,
I have eggs all the time.
eggs. I love eggs. So yeah, I'm like, I had this. Doesn't that count? She's like, you need chicken. And I'm like, so tired of consuming protein.
Now, I don't know if I'm actually allergic to meat because, like, it makes me poop instantly, basically, every time I have
Mm-hmm.
meat, especially meat fat. But even if even while having that reaction, my body basically shuts down entirely after eating meat because it's
Yeah,
like,
your
we
body's
can't
not meat
do
compatible.
we can't do anything but digest this meat.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I have to be sick and then take a nap every time I eat meat, which
Mm.
it's kinda takes up my day a bit.
Yeah,
It's not super
yeah, that could
great.
be a
Don't
real
like it.
time suck.
Like, every meal, having to be ill and then taking a nap afterwards. It was not compatible with, you know, living. So,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I'm taking my vitamin C right now.
Hmm.
I have gummies because 'cause they're easier.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Well,
trying to
my
take care of myself. It's hard.
it is hard. I have shit I need to do to take care of myself that I have not been doing. But I'm like, this coming week, it's always this coming week. This coming week, I'm gonna do the things I need to do for my feet, for my body. I'm gonna start doing seated. I found these programs to do seated walking so I
Ooh.
can get the time in that I need, the time to like get my heart rate up and everything, but not impact my back or my hips in this way
Mhm.
that's gonna so that I can actually do it. and I've been seeing this like lumbo spine wrap for fat people on Facebook, and I'm like, should I get it or should I not? Is this a scam or is it like not? So I'm gonna hold off until I see
Yeah,
reviews of it.
definitely get
But
reviews first.
yeah, I've seen some walking exercise stuff, some seated exercise, seated walking stuff that I can start doing and then get back into my daily meditation practice. And like the only thing I'm basically doing right now is taking my blood sugar and taking my pills and my drops that fabulous herbologist Rylan gives me to support my body.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's been about it. But I know my body could benefit from doing more. So now that I'm done with the play and now that I'm done with like writing the book, like now it's time for me to focus on that physical and spiritual wellness. Like I need to be doing more
mhm,
of my spiritual wellness. I need to be reading more of my spiritual books. Like not need.
there
I
you
would
go.
like to take care of myself in the ways in which I haven't been able to take care of myself because of lack of energy or obligations. Like get my rituals back up. Oh, I might have a coaching client.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, I had a consultation yesterday. So for those of y'all who are listening and don't know, I'm also a coach. Um, and I'm like a professional cheerleader and personal organizer. So it's super exciting to have a potential new client. And yeah, it's, I'm just excited about it to help somebody achieve their goals and their dreams. Um, is something that I really, really love to do. So I
That's
might have
awesome.
well, I do have a new client. So we had our consultation and they booked their first appointment and yeah, it's good.
I did get one of those devices that TikTok, talks about, the hoop, the, the weighted hoop thing for
Oh,
exercise.
does that work?
It does, I actually like it a lot. It's super
Oh,
fun to
cool.
use. I just have to be careful so that I don't bean the dog in the face with it, because
Oh
when I'm using it, he's like, "Oh, are we having fun now?" I'm like, "You go sit down.
no. Mm,
I am not gonna hit you in the face with this fucking weight." It's like a 5 or 10-pound weight that you're, like, flinging around.
mhm,
Eh, I'm worried about hitting him in the face with it, because I mean, his noggin's real hard, but I still don't wanna, like, hurt the dog
mhm.
because he's curious about something I'm playing with. My only worry is I can't use any of the weights because of my bone. I'm not allowed to lift weights, and I'm glad
Oh
that I
yeah.
went to the chiropractor and he shoved my shoulder. He shoves my shoulder back into place every time. So it's actually been feeling a lot better, because, it turns out that I was low key dislocating it constantly, and that is why it was hurting all the time.
Oh.
I hate my joints. They hate me too.
Oh.
But doing the weightlifting helps support them, but I can't do that right now because I got a hole in my bone. So I gotta wait till late December. I should be able to do it late December. 3
Mhm.
full months of not doing anything is the proscribed reasons. Doc said no, so I can't do it. Boo.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find other things I can do without hurting my hand that will
Mhm.
still support my shoulder. I haven't figured out what to do though. I'm not sure. Because everything like push-ups involve my hand. Can't do push-ups because that's
Mm.
putting weight on my
Mhm.
hand. Can't lift weights because that's gripping with my hand. I tried to put the weight in my elbow and that doesn't work very well. That's
No.
not.
No, dear, that doesn't.
Look, I'm trying. I'm trying. Poorly, but I'm trying. Oh, but yeah, it's just getting by. But yeah, I don't have anything else for today. I didn't have a topic for us.
Me either. But it was nice talking to you.
It
And it
was.
was nice talking to you.
I always miss you whenever we have these breaks where we're not
Yeah.
hanging.
It was I think I sent you a lot of we sent each other a lot of reels.
I mean, we talk constantly. It's just not like this where we're face to face actually chatting about things.
There's this one these two guy podcasters who I adore. One of them is named Fuhad and the other one's name I keep forgetting his name. But they're two black guys, they're Brits,
Mhm.
and one of the episodes started with one guy telling the other. So I went and hung out with Toby and we went to this spot and Fuhad was like, first of all, you spend a lot of time with Toby and I feel and I'm feeling very left out. And the other guy was like, what are you? I see you every week. And Fuhad was like,
It's not the
that's for
same.
work, bro. That's for money. And he was like, but I still see you once a week. And he's like, Fuhad's like, so if you weren't seeing me for money, like, would you be like, oh, I miss Fuhad. I have to go see him. Or, oh, I got to go to work today and roll your eyes. And the dude was like, well, it depends. And he's like, oh, Fuhad is so offended. And the other guy's like, let me explain myself. And Fuhad was just like, I'm asking you if you miss me when I'm gone, bro. I'm asking you if you miss me when I'm not there, bro. And he's just so emphatic. And he's just like, and then it's just like, fine. He's like, carry on. What did you do with him? What did you do with him? And he's like, I can't even say his name. What did you do with him? And it was so cute because it made me think of how much I miss you.
Mhm.
Um,
And just for
and
context, everyone, we literally spend 4 days a week together. We do the podcast on Saturday. On Monday, we hang out and do art stuff and, like, write and draw at the same time. On Tuesday, we're watching anime, and on Wednesday, we're doing more creative stuff. So, like, it's not like we haven't seen each other during this time period. We've seen each other at least 2 days a week, but we're still like, "I miss you." We're not spending any time together when, like, 1 or 2 days are off, and that's it.
it's so real. It's so real. It's so real. You're right. You're right. You're
Instead of
right.
like, "I'm sending you 18 billion memes because I missed you because we missed 1 day this week." And that's where we're at. "I was thinking
It's
about
true.
you because I missed you. Here's some memes."
Even nice. There's some memes. I know I'll see you in 24 hours or 48 hours, but still, like, I miss you so much, my friend. So yeah, one part of me was like, oh, it reminds me how much I miss Carta. And the other part of me was like, look at these two guys, non-toxic, expressing their love for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, I'm asking you if you miss me when I'm not there. It's so cute. It's like, because the way he rolled his eyes and said, I feel like you're spending a lot of time with Toby, and I feel like left out. Like it was so cute. It was so cute.
They're
But
funny.
yeah, my friend, I think this is it for today.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. We don't always
If
have to
you
do 2.5 hours, you know? It's
we
not a
can do
requirement.
it's not a requirement. If you were to leave anyone with anything this week, what would it be?
Um, find the joy in the things you're doing. And if the things you're doing aren't bringing you joy, reevaluate why you're doing them
Mm-hmm.
or figure out a way to get that joy back. Because if you're doing something out of obligation or just because you have to, why are you doing that? Now,
Yeah.
I get with like, if you have a job and you have to do your job, That doesn't mean that you have to hate your job, but, like, I mean, obviously, your job doesn't have to be your passion. It's not my passion, but I don't hate my job either, you know? It's been a
Mhm.
pain in the ass the past couple weeks, but that's what happens when you're working. Um, but, like, at the same time, if I didn't have, our hangouts and, like, watching anime with my husband and drawing, I would probably have a worse time at work but since I have so many things that I love doing that I can do, I'm good. So, I think it's important to find that joy in the things that you're doing so that, you can enjoy life because there's a ton of shit out there that's bad. So, you need good things to balance that out a little bit.
Yeah.
How about you?
Mine would be ask for help. There
Mm,
was this last week was very intense with what I had to do, and especially dealing with my disability and what I had to do as well. And I had to ask for help. And there's things that we may want to do or create in our lives that we sometimes think, or I sometimes think, oh, in order to do this, I have to do it alone in order for it to count. And I feel like, but we're mushrooms, you guys. Like, we're interconnected. We are redwood trees. Like, it is it is part of our nature to be a root system for each other, and we can be a root system for each other. So if you want to accomplish something or do something, and it seems daunting, ask for help. Ask people you trust for help and lean into that help and assistance. But don't hurt yourself by trying to go it alone.
yeah.
And that would be what I would offer. That's my offering for this week.
I think that's an excellent point because I think a lot of people will just continuously push and push and push and push, and it's not healthy for you to do that,
No.
especially if you actually have a support system. Like, use your support system because I will assure you that the people who love you want to help you. They
Yeah.
want you to be safe and happy and thriving. And if there's something that's happening that's keeping you from that, talk to people. Get back
Yeah.
to a space that's okay for you.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. All right. This has been Witchy Shit and Mangalit with Cartabus and Rawiyah. And we will catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.